Strong, courageous, tough, or just an armor-covered marshmallow. Persona. Definition 1. A character assumed by an author in a written work. 2. A. Plural, personas. An individual's social facade or front that, especially in the analytical psychology of Carl Gustav Jung, reflects the role in life the individual is playing. B. The personality that a person, such as an actor or politician, projects in public. Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary. Personas. We all have them. They're those aspects of us that are often presented to or perceived by others as representative of whom one is at their core. But do these personas accurately represent the real identity that lies underneath, or is the persona nothing more than a type of mask used to keep others at a safe distance from the vulnerable self that lay hidden underneath? As the founder of analytical psychology, C.G. Jung noted, his least happy patients were always the most self-absorbed, and the most happy were those most interested in other people and the world around them. I can't help but wonder if there is a correlation between one's level of happiness and their persona. In other words, do the masks that we choose to wear and the number of masks that we possess at any given time throughout our lives improve or hinder the overall quality of the life each of us will ultimately live? And how, if at all, does the persona that we choose for ourselves ultimately impact others in our lives? Whether those others are close friends, loved ones, coworkers, or mere passers-by that we bump into along our individual journeys throughout life, our persona at the time of our interaction with those other individuals will indeed influence and impact all involved, for better or for worse. As I sit in front of my computer at this moment, I find myself contemplating the many masks I have worn throughout my life. I consider the whys behind my having selected those particular masks at the times I did. I contemplate why I chose to present myself to others, to the world, the way I did at various points throughout my life, as well as why I present myself the way I do now. As a child being raised in a military family, there were frequent relocations. That meant starting over at new schools, and that meant making new friends. That was never an easy prospect for an introverted kid with undiagnosed learning challenges. So, I took on the persona of a comedian. I became good at getting others to laugh. If I could intentionally get them to laugh with me, then that meant they wouldn't have as much time to laugh at me or to find other ways to hurt me. As an adolescent who experienced physical abuse, I took on the persona of toughness. You can't hurt me. Go ahead and hit me again. Why did I say that? Because you're going to do what you want to do anyway. Yeah, I was tough. Or at least that was the persona I was aiming for. I may not have been able to protect the outside very well, but I was sure going to try and protect my heart. In some cases, such as whenever I was in the military or in law enforcement, there were certain expectations that came with filling those roles, especially since I was a female working in male-dominated career fields, often paving the way for other females who would be following in my footsteps. Those came with their own special, unique set of challenges that required a different persona altogether. Throughout my life, from injuries experienced through playing sports to others obtained during my time in the military and other situations, I would end up having to experience some significant surgeries. The process of undergoing the surgeries and the recoveries involved each required their own persona that looked something like, I'll take the pain, but I will not suffer because I am strong. While I recognize that my persona has changed with life and circumstances many times over, what I am realizing is that in most cases, my persona has remained consistent in at least one regard. If one were to have taken a picture of me at various points throughout my life to compare for changes in my persona later in life, they would probably have noticed something substantial. They probably would have noticed that throughout my life, in each of those pictures, I was really nothing more than a living breathing giant marshmallow covered in heavy steel armor, soft and squishy on the inside, tough as nails on the outside. Get me too close to the fire, however, and underneath all that armor, I just stand there and melt. We all wear our masks. Our personas are often changing. We're all vulnerable. On the inside, we're all just a mixture of sugar, corn syrup, water, gelatin, glucose, and flavoring of sorts. That's right. Underneath the weight of all our armor, we are all just a bunch of giant marshmallows. And I'm okay with that.